You know, it's really kind of fun because I played all like the purple guys who went splatter against the wall. You know, it's let me tell you, because I still do ADR jobs every now and then, and I'll do fight scenes, and you know, sometimes the director will be surprised, and I'll go, you know, that's that Power Ranger training, baby. You know, that was Scott throwing us in the boot. Okay, there's going to be a fight scene. You guys decide what you're going to do. Ready, go. You know, and it was great. It was a lot of improv. Worked with a lot of really wonderful people. Played a. Hold on. Did you have a question, Mr. You're the moderator, so I'm sorry.
ADR.
ADR. Thank you very much. ADR has about 18 different meanings. Automated dialogue replacement, additional dialogue replacement, any dialogue replaced, you know, things of that general nature. It's when, you know, the best way to describe it is, oh no, Godzilla, it's coming to us, you know. So it's laying down that vocal track. So since Power Rangers originally started, you know, in another country, and then of course later, you know, while I was here, it was just easier to put a guy in a rubber mask and have him be on the set, and then have us go ahead and lay in the dialogue later. So all the fight sounds and the dialogue and whatever that wasn't recorded on the set. Also, if you're filming outside and a plane goes overhead, you know, you've got to go ahead and replace all that dialogue. So you come in. That's where I met a lot of the on-camera actors, because they would come in and they would loop their own lines. Looping is another term for ADR. But the biggest thing that I was able to do with Power Rangers is I did Diabolico for a season, and that was awesome. You know, I'll be honest with you though, Gluto, I love doing Gluto, but as an actor, there was a bummer for me because Gluto, they altered. They did a little bit of digital altering to it, so it was like, you guys could have just picked anybody. You know, because I started out with a voice and then they like pitched it down and did all that stuff. But Diabolico was me coming in and going, Rangers. And getting on the line. Well, the worst thing about it is it's one of those voices that people say, you did the voice, go ahead. You know, and my natural voice is kind of a little high pitched, so people don't believe it. And I can't do if you're not 2 inches away from me, or it's not on mic, you can't hear it. I was doing a video game yesterday where I basically channeled a little bit of Diabolico. There was like, the producer said there's nothing nice about this character, you know? Exactly. So I got to just be nice and mean and eat the mic and get up on it and just get nice and big and low and deep. So it made me think, of course, of Diabolico, and you know, it was a great show, and now it's down in Australia, so please, gentlemen, I'll shut up and introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Latham Gaines, and I was Mesogog. I'm an American, but I lived in New Zealand for 11 years, and was cast to do play Mesogog. Originally, actually, I auditioned for Anton Mercer, and the original idea was it was just Mercer, and Mercer would sometimes be evil. And Doug Sloan had a great idea partway through the process to make a sort of half humanoid, half dinosaur character that they were calling Mesogog. The thing I loved about it the most is that Doug was very creative, and Doug basically, they made up the name, they made up the helmets, and they gave me the helmet, and they said, you figure out what you want to do with it. So and the voice originally was gonna be dubbed the way what Neil was talking about. That was the original concept. That I would move the head and we would do the stuff later. But the first day on set, I had sort of an idea of something I wanted to do, and I said, why don't you check this? And we did it, and Doug came up after we did a few takes and said, that's the voice. We're gonna do what you were doing. We're gonna record what you were doing on set. So I never started out to be a voice actor, and I had never done any before. I was a regular actor. But once I got the Mesogog stuff on, exactly.
Not very good with you.
Yeah. Now I'm sitting in here. But once I got all the Mesogog stuff on, I started looking in the mirror and doing it. I came up with a voice that I thought I should have, and we did it for the rest of the season. So I did some ADR to fix things like Neil was talking about with noise and things, but really everything that you hear was what I was doing on set, and it wasn't altered in any way. Yeah, but I had tremendous fun doing Mesogog, and my cat actually was the inspiration for Mesogog. Most people don't know that. Yeah, true story.
Well, you can't just say that and not say how.
All right, I'll tell you exactly what that is. I had, after 2 auditions, they wanted me to do one last callback where they wanted me to be this dinosaur, which I thought sounded like a tremendously hard thing to do on paper. And I said, how do you do this? I had 3 days to figure out how to do it. I was watching Jurassic Park and just looking stupid. I actually saw my cat hissing at another cat when I had the script. Some cat came into our area and then my cat just turned and went. I thought, that's Mesogog right there. That's what I think Mesogog should do. Every time it says evil laugh, I'm going to do that. So I went into the audition and did that, feeling kind of crazy, but they loved that, and that's where Mesogog sort of got his hissing from. So there you go. Kelson Henderson.
I'm Kelson. What? Phineas. I've done a few voices over time now. Yeah, I guess I'm lucky enough. I got most of the additional roles because I would be asked to fill in during the read-throughs because they hadn't been casting. So they'd go, Kelson, can you read that for us? So I'd sit there and
Kelson's a fine actor.
And suddenly up would come Bugglesworth out of the blue, or up would come Devastation when I decided to be the Macho Man Randy Savage to make the other guys. And sure enough, they ran with it. Yeah, so I started just doing my set roles as Boom and Phineas and stuff, and just whenever read-throughs came up, I'd do strange other voices out of the blue, and then a couple of weeks later, someone would go, can you actually do that voice? And I go, oh man, what did I do? I just kind of make it up on the spot and sit there for hours going, what voice did I make? Thankfully, they all kind of came back to me.
And Snowcats.
But the big cat, yeah, Mick.
Those are vehicles. Snowcats are arctic cats. Joe had one of them. Uh-oh. You're now, right? Or you were?
Well, yeah, just finished. A couple of weeks ago. Yeah, so Meg really tears my voice apart, so I'm sort of doing it once a week. And we'll do one and then spend the rest of the time resting, hoping that it would come back in time for the next week. Which isn't clever, but it made a nice voice.
Yeah, well, I know back in the MNPR days, they would do ADR just a week before the episode was finished.
Where it would air. That much?
Yeah, sometimes.
Wow, that must have been a good week.
There was the ADR was not finished. That was wasn't that Ryan Rising?
I think I can remember once or twice hearing about episodes being delivered the day before.
Yeah, I first found it. She's so far ahead.
You ever see broadcast news? It's a little like that. Joe Cusack like sliding through. And of course, you know what they film now in those old stages, right? That's where Hero shoots now.
Really? It was Jag for a time too.
Probably still is. It's a little bit of both. Right. No. But those are the stages up in Valencia that they use. So, one of the things that I kind of enjoyed about doing the show is at least their stages were, not running into traffic. Everything else at Saban was down on Wilshire, so it's like you'd go for a cartoon sometime and just get caught in that traffic. Which, of course, for Diabolico was good. It was like, let me run into traffic, channel everything. Get nice and